Today's video is going to explain the pros and cons of the Help to Buy scheme, a popular scheme that has helped over 200,000 homeowners buy a house. Hey everyone, my name is Aaron, aka The Anxious Investor, and my ultimate goal for this channel is to teach you how to invest in property and not make the same mistakes that I made. And trust me, I've made a fair few. I am, however, extremely grateful that I learned to invest in property when I did, as it has allowed me the freedom and choice to live my days how I wish. And nothing will make me happier than to see you all do the same from watching these videos. So on that note, be sure to smash the like button if you find any of this useful, or just to make a grown man smile, and maybe consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. And as always, timestamps will be running along the bottom to help you all. But I'll briefly begin by explaining what the Help to Buy scheme is. So the Help to Buy scheme was initially designed by the government to give buyers a better chance of securing mortgages by getting them onto the property ladder with a smaller deposit. And as great as it sounds, it makes me think of the old saying that when something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Now, the initiative itself was separated into three main elements that you may be aware of: the equity loans, the shared ownership, and the Help to Buy ISAs. And the one that's been asked the most, at least to myself, is the equity loan scheme, which I'm going to be explaining in this video, where you can basically purchase a new home with just 5% deposit, and the remainder is covered by the government equity loan, and a standard mortgage, of course. Now, the loans themselves depend on where you live. As in London, I believe you can get up to 40%, and in other areas across the UK, the rest of us, around 20% of the home's value. Now, there is a cap for the Help to Buy scheme, and I'm just going to throw this table up here just so you can see that. So one of the key selling points that you probably recognize with the loan is that you don't have to pay interest for the first 5 years, which sounds really appealing. And you're now probably thinking, this just sounds all too good to be true. Also, the government helps you, so I guess the question there is, what's not to like? Plus, you get a brand new house on top of this, and yourself on the property ladder. Well, you just may want to hear me out, because some of the cons of the Help to Buy scheme may make you think differently. You see, finding the pros of this scheme is pretty easy. You go on a government website, you type it into Google, and you'll instantly see loads of stuff. But one thing I want you all to do, especially if you are a new subscriber to this channel or an existing one, is to protect yourself in the future from a financial standpoint. You see, the goal is to create freedom, not to have stress coming in many years down the line. So let's speak about some of the cons of the Help to Buy scheme. First is, you can only buy new builds. Now, I've purchased a new build myself, and I've also sold it. And other than the developments I'll be doing this year, which I'll be documenting for absolutely free and teaching you on this channel, this scheme limits you to new builds. Now, for many of you, that may sound amazing. Who wouldn't want a new build house, right? However, with new builds, there's a premium price attached to it. Plus, the construction, in my opinion, isn't as great as the older buildings. And also, what's more concerning is the next point. The amount of loan you take out is not fixed. So knowing there's a premium, if the house prices increase, as historically they do, then you'll be obligated to repay the government more than you actually loaned. And that's pretty sneaky, right? You see, the government know this. Deep down, they know that house prices go up in value over a long enough period of time. And so they're giving you a loan to entice you in, knowing that somewhere down the line, they're gonna actually make more money. That just doesn't sit right with me. And here's a quick example just to make things easier. If you loan £50,000 for a £250,000 house, let's keep the numbers quite simple, and that house rises to £300,000, you then need to pay back £60,000 rather than the 50. And to be honest, the chances of that happening are extremely high. In fact, I've probably got more than the £300,000 over the mortgage term. Point number 3, interest rates. Now you're probably thinking, well, you don't pay anything for the first 5 years, right? Of course. And then it'll just go back to normal? Wrong. You see, you actually pay an additional 1.75% in the 6th year of having the loan. And after this, the interest rates will increase based on the retail price index plus 1%. So basically speaking, if the interest rates increase, your repayments may become ridiculous. Number 4, amendment problems. So maybe you want to change stuff around in your home. You can't. You see, these homes, in order to get improvements made, you need permission. And any substantial work, generally speaking, there's a small print that says you need to pay off the loan first. Plus there's admin charges fixed as well. So it's technically not really like buying your own home, where you have that little bit more flexibility. And number 5, negative equity. Now, negative equity occurs when the value of the property falls below the outstanding balance on the mortgage used in order to purchase that property. And this scheme, along with new builds, which are overpriced as I mentioned a few times, actually add to the inflated prices of houses. So as houses are inflated above their natural market price, then yes, you potentially risk negative equity. And the Help to Buy scheme, along with the new bills which already have a premium attached, is inflating the house prices above their actual market prices, meaning that there's a higher risk of negative equity. Now, of course, if you can ride out the duration for allowing house prices to rise, you can probably get away with this. You probably will. But if you need to sell it for some reason because circumstances change, then you may have a huge problem on your hands. So please, please, please beware. Now, just before I end this, the Help to Buy ISA, which helps you save for your first home, where the government actually gives you 25% contribution worth up to £3,000 once you've saved £1,600, is probably a better short-term solution, at least to get the ball rolling with savings. And I know the whole notion that this nation loves about getting on the property ladder is big, and we all want to do that, but sometimes it's just best to wait for the right opportunity. And also, I guess this is one of the reasons that I speak about renting where you live and then buying assets elsewhere to help you fund the place that you live. So maybe you want to check this video out where me and the other half spoke about how we were going to try and convince you to maybe start renting and investing. And with that, I'll probably leave the video here, because I hope those 5 points at least made you think twice about mitigating your risks down the line in terms of purchasing your own home. The last thing I want you to do is have a good thing today and a bad thing tomorrow. And I would hate to see you struggle down the line. And now, if you're still with me, I just want to say I'm very, very grateful for all of you that have stuck around to the end of this video. Hopefully you found something useful, so please do smash that like button. Maybe consider subscribing if you enjoyed the content, and any questions you have, please do drop them down below. And now, let's roll those bloopers. Thanks for watching. Do the same from watching these videos. So on that note, be sure to smash the like button if you find any of this useful. With the not to like, oh man.